This article caught my attention, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's called Why Your Big Sister Resents You. Now, I may be the only one in this room that this doesn't directly apply to, because I'm in a family of 2 children, my family of origin, and I have an older brother. So it moderately applies to me. My wife is the older sister.
Okay.
So if she's listening, I'm sure this is nothing like you. But, Ron, you have a big sister.
Yes, I do.
And she's the oldest.
Yes.
Do you think she resents you?
I wouldn't have thought so till you started this article.
This article says she does. Lauren, you've got 2 big sisters.
Yes.
3 girls. You're the youngest by a lot, right?
Yeah, my next oldest is 5 years older than me. The oldest is 8 years older than me.
You think she resents you a little bit?
Maybe her teenage self does, not now.
No. Now you guys are great friends.
Yes.
And Daria, poor Daria, she's the big sister.
I am. I have a little brother.
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
This article says you're not.
I think I'm okay. Last I checked.
Well, it's a TikTok trend. And when I showed this article to Lauren, she went, yes, I've seen this. A TikTok video that's been watched more than 6 million times.
Oh, my word.
Katie Morton, a licensed marriage and family therapist in Santa Monica, California, lists signs that she says can be indicative of, quote, eldest daughter syndrome, which, by the way, they state later in the article, is not a legitimate disorder.
Sure.
It's made up on TikTok.
It's on TikTok. It must be real.
But among the symptoms of eldest daughter syndrome, an intense feeling of familial responsibility, people-pleasing tendencies, and resentment towards your siblings and parents. Daria?
I got 2 out of 3.
2 out of uh-oh. So which ones?
Remind me what the second one was again. I forgot already.
So the first one is familial responsibility. Second one is people-pleasing tendencies.
Yeah, I got both of those. The resentment, I think I escaped. As a teenager, I'm sure I did, but what teenager doesn't resent their family?
So
Resent everything.
Yeah, right.
And everyone. Now, hold on a minute. Like, in your family of origin, your parents are responsible. You're a child.
Yeah, but I was born just telling everybody what to do. I thought it was my job to keep everyone in line.
That's so good.
Sound familiar, Lauren?
There were many a time I would tell my sisters, I already have a mom. I don't need another one.
Oh, I can picture you saying that with that look on your face,
Yes.
too. Actually, probably a more angry look than that one.
Yes.
Now, with Sarah and me, I don't know how many times, and I'd say this to her face if she were here, my oldest daughter. I don't know how many times we had to look at her and say, Grace, you are not the mom.
My parents said that to me all the time.
And we told you, and you didn't believe us. Is that it?
I don't know. I didn't like the way my brother was behaving because it was bothering me. Because he's a little brother and that's kind of his job. So I thought it was my job to set him straight.
Now, to make it even more dramatic for the oldest child, so get the Kleenex here, Daria. Here it is. On X, which I still hate calling it that.
Just call it Twitter, please.
On Twitter, a viral post asks, are you happy or are you the oldest sibling and also a girl?
That is not how it's stated. Also, you're being so dramatic about it.
What do you mean? That's exactly what it says.
The emphasis you're adding is just not how it sounds on the internet.
So I have to read it like a robot for you?
No.
Here. Are you happy or are you the oldest sibling and also a girl?
No. Are you happy or are you the oldest sibling and also a girl?
That's what I said.
No, it's not. Rewind the tape.
I think the meaning is the same, no matter how you say it.
Yeah, it's saying that if you're unhappy and you're a woman, it's probably because you're the oldest daughter. Oh, everyone just expects so much of you. What about your sister? You think she's screaming amen at the internet because she doesn't live nearby to listen on the radio?
Yeah. She was definitely if we'd be playing school, which was at her suggestion, she was always the teacher.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
She was always the leader of whatever we were doing. And yeah, she was like a little mom.
I like picturing Ron playing school.
You were a student, or were you the janitor? What did she make you? Sorry, custodian.
Be one of the students. Yeah.
You'd be a student.
Yeah, she'd be handing, give us papers. Okay, now write numbers 1 through 10 or something like that. And we would do it.
Would you get in trouble a lot in playing school? Ronald,
Probably.
listen to your teacher.
Probably.
No, this is the funny thing. Like they resent this idea of feeling responsibility, and yet throughout their childhood, the oldest girl declares their authority to their siblings.
Basically.
We're playing school. I'm in charge. And then when I'm older, I'm in charge. You always make me in charge. Stop it. Stop making me in charge. It's your fault, Daria.
Evidently it is.
It goes on to say firstborn daughters are having a moment in the spotlight, at least online, with memes and think pieces offering a sense of gratification to responsible, put upon big sisters everywhere. But even mental health professionals like Miss Morton, herself the youngest in her family, which I find hilarious that she's doing all this for older daughters, caution against putting too much stock in the psychology of sibling birth order and the idea that it shapes personality or long-term outcomes. How do you feel about that, Daria?
Just anecdotally, I have seen that there is a difference between the oldest and the youngest siblings. So my parents are both the youngest. My husband and I are both the oldest. And there are very differences in our personalities and in our marriage that I think are reflective of our respective birth orders.
Yeah, I'll get into some details in a minute here about the how much birth order actually affects you, where studies are not as strong as you might think. I mean, when you're young, that's the case, but we'll get into that in a minute here. This is where it's going to sting for everybody else. I was kind of harsh for a minute there just because it's fun. And it doesn't matter to me because I'm not an old girl. Wait.
Thank you.
Sorry, old girl. The stereotypes are familiar to many of us. Firstborn children are reliable and high achieving. Yeah, I think you're both.
Mm-hmm.
Your big sister, is she that way?
Reliable and high achieving. Yes.
What about you, Ron?
Yeah, that would fit.
You're the middle child, aren't you, Ron?
Yes, I am.
Middle children are sociable and rebellious and often overlooked. Sounds like that is, you're laughing because that is your sister, your middle sister?
I don't think she's overlooked. She might have thought she was overlooked, but
Sociable and rebellious?
Yes.
What about you? You're not rebellious.
No, I don't think so.
You're sociable.
Yeah, I prefer my own company, but like when we were out at Fox 8, I was introducing myself to people.
Oh, you were the chatty Cathy
You were
at Fox
working the
8.
crowd.
You were.
Working the crowd, yeah.
Worked great because I met Eddie's new best friend.
Eddie's potential new best friend, yes.
Yeah.
The coffee guy.
Why did you emphasize potential?
Because they haven't met yet.
Yeah. It's about to happen, though. It's
Yeah.
going to be a moment when they finally
Tomorrow. We're going tomorrow.
Ooh, nice.
meet. You and Eddie?
Yeah. Gasp.
He's going to have a best friend. Okay.
He already has one.
One in Ohio, silly. He doesn't have an Ohio
no,
best
he doesn't.
friend. He's open for candidates, by the way. Did you ever feel overlooked, Ron? As the middle?
I don't think so. My sister didn't do like a lot of splashy stuff. She was very smart and focused on her education. Where, my brother and I both played football and other athletics and theater and things like that. So I think we drew enough attention to ourselves that I didn't feel overlooked.
Well, and there are some, I'm not a great math guy, but there's some number of children where there's a literal middle. Like for you with 3, there's a literal middle. And for us with 5, we have an actual middle.
Mm-hmm.
And our Sophia would probably tell you she's overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
And the traumatic time once where we were convinced everybody was in the van and we left and she was still at home.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we feel so bad about it. My parents were in town. There's a lot of people in the van. You count quick, you miss one. It's like Home Alone.
Yeah.
She was Kevin McAllister.
You telling that story reminds me that my parents did lose my sister at an airport once.
Your middle sister?
Ooh.
Oh.
There might be a case here.
We don't do it on purpose. But here's what really stings, because I'm the youngest. So are you. You ready for this to sting?
Go on.
The youngest children are charming and manipulative. You first.
Yeah, it probably tracks. My sisters would say I get away with a lot more stuff than they did.
Oh, no
Because
doubt.
I can just be like, come on, Mom and Dad, please.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't call it
Please.
manipulative. I would just call
Persuasive.
it... Thank you. Persuasive
We're manipulating everybody right now.
with intelligence and... No, we're not. Wait, yeah, we
By
are.
the time your parents get to the last child, they kind of don't care.
If my wife heard that, charming and manipulative is the youngest, she would laugh out loud. I
wouldn't call myself charming though. But
okay, you know how to be. And
sure, yes.
It's who I call syrupy sweet Lauren.
Yes.
When I have a recording of you at some point will be published of you calling the county needing records. And so who were you? Charming and manipulative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Hi, it's Lauren. Hi. Oh, it's such a lovely day. How are you? Will you do the hostess Lauren impression for us, please?
No.
Why will you not at least do that?
Because when you ask me to do things, I'm not going to do them.
So I'm just going to leave a space here for you to do something, and maybe it would be that. Go.
No.
Daria,
You have to catch me at a restaurant, being the host.
Why are you looking at me?
I was, I did well in school because I tried hard and because I was a really good brown noser, is what they would call it. Hello, teacher. So great to see. Isn't it a lovely day? I really enjoy your class.
Hello, teacher.
I'd sit in the front. Like in college, I'd be the one that go sit in the front, make sure I know the professor's name.
Yeah, I think also
Is that kind or manipulative? You tell me.
manipulative. I think also there is something because I'm so much younger in the not real scientific birth order. It like starts over because didn't spend a lot of my life with my sisters at home with me because they're so much older.
Okay.
So there's something about that too.
But you're trying to not be charming and manipulative. But that sounds pretty manipulative, actually, what you just
I'm
did.
happy to be charming manipulative. That's fine. Whatever.
But we're clearly, the youngest is the best.
Someone said the youngest has more game. That's obviously a youngest saying that.
Yeah, we're not all worried about trying to boss people around. We're just getting it done, you know? I will tell the oldest kids, like, nobody put you in charge. Like, if you feel overwhelmed by the responsibility, just stop bossing people around and you won't be overwhelmed anymore.
When we were born, there was a void of power. So we just inserted ourselves.
But no, I mean, there's really a simple solution. Stop bossing people around.
But
Stop making all the decisions.
we needed something to do. There were no other kids to play with. And
Well, but that's done now, though. We're not babies anymore.
yeah, but we
We're
needed to
adults.
assert our dominance to this new person that's here taking our resources.
That's true. But now stop. But now stop. I find it amusing with it because I'm a youngest. I look at the oldest kid and I go, you'd be a lot less stressed out if you would just stop bossing people around.
We saw a need and we stepped up.
I'm the Bob Newhart of birth order. Stop it.
Do you ever find yourself missing the More Run moment in the morning and you wish you could just go back and watch it again? Well, now you can. So be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a More Run moment.